Captain's Log Supplemental. If I have one more Andorian call me Pinkskin in this fleet exercise, I am going to read my science officer's Shran and Archer fanfic on fleet-wide comms. Because apparently that's a thing that Harper likes doing in their spare time. I was mostly fine with it until they talk about Shran's, antennas getting stuck in Archer's chest hair. Yeah. Not something I ever thought I would say out loud. I'm going to go take a sonic shower now and hit the bar.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Captain's Log Supplemental. My name is Stanford, and I am joined by my two friends and co-hosts, Rob and Chris.
Hello.
I was so hoping you would call on me first. It was just bubbling up.
And that is my delicate hothouse flower of a wife and our lovely producer, Mariah.
What's up?
Captain's Log Supplemental is a Star Trek rewatch podcast. We're watching all of Star Trek in chronological order, starting with Enterprise. We are almost, we're over halfway done with season 3 of Strange New Worlds, although interestingly, it looks like we're going to be picking right into season 4 because that shit starts next week. If you like what you hear, or if you don't, lie. Give us a rate, give us a review, give us 5 stars. We are 5-star people. And I do have one question to kind of kick us off here. Did we kill Sam Neill?
Wait, what?
Because I was talking about him?
Definitely talked about him and Event Horizon last week, and then he died the next day.
Oh, that's right. I saw that. Rip Sam Neill.
Rip Sam Neill. Apparently he was a good guy.
Yeah.
He was an environmentalist.
And a an indigenous rights person in New Zealand.
Australia. Oh, New Zealand?
Sir.
Perhaps also Australia, but he is from New Zealand.
Yes, Sir Nigel John Dermot Sam Neill.
Sure, that might as well.
I didn't know he was Sird. That's
apparently.
Cool.
Yeah, so Rip Sam Neill. John, friend of the pod, John, sent me an email. He's like, did y'all kill Sam Neill? Why'd you talk about him and not all these other people? And I'm like, send me a list and I'll just mention them. So he sent me a link to all of the conservative members of the Congress. So I'm not going to read that list.
Mitch McConnell.
No, he's got another 7 years off that Lindsey Graham soul. So
right, God. Yeah, they fed his soul to him. So
yeah,
I thought at first you were going to say he sent you a link to the Epstein list, but
oh my God.
I mean, there's a disturbing amount of overlap there.
That's a pretty circular Venn diagram right there. Oh, American politics. Yay.
Woo.
Oh man.
You could probably just say politics.
Yeah.
If we're being honest.
Probably.
So I'm going to move on because I don't feel like getting in any trouble. So my mom was supposed to come this week, but then she kind of bagged out relatively last minute just because of a scheduling thing, which is fine. We'll see her in a few weeks instead. So then we're like, all right, well, we'll go to New York because there's this kind of small thing happening in one of the parks in New York City. And so we're like, we're not sure that's going to take enough time. So what else can we do? And right next to them, fucking math museum. So we were fucking.
It's called the MoMath.
We were definitely hip to the jive for New York City traveling. But then I get a call from the roofing company and they're like, we're going to be there Thursday to put a new roof on your house. And we need you to be there to sign the paperwork when it's done. And I'm like, shit. So we end up we're not able to go to New York tomorrow either, but I am getting a new roof tomorrow.
Cool.
Awesome.
So that's fun.
Yes, and they said they can do it in a day.
Mariah,
I don't believe
really?
it.
Mariah has her doubts, which
I am very doubtful.
I need you to understand that
and it's
the
fine.
sales.
I'm not going to be complaining to the manager that they didn't finish a roof in a day. That's just a lot of work.
The salesperson said a day. The scheduler said a day.
Yeah, he's not the one doing it.
The project manager said a day.
Also, none of those people are actually doing it.
All of the text messaging I've received said that it will be done in a day. So I'm pretty sure that this big company that exists across 4 states knows a little more about putting roofs on the house than Mariah does, but I could be wrong.
All right. Well, we need the update after
Yep.
it's done.
Yep.
I'll tell you what, because like I'm gonna edit this for Monday, so I will put in right here the end result of whether or not our roof got done in a day. Y'all got predictions?
I think it will.
I think it will too.
I'm gonna go with no.
All right, we're split down the middle. We'll see what happens. Hey, everybody. Quick update. So no, the roof did not get done. We got a kind of a wild card thrown in because I don't know if you're following the news, but the entire East Coast is under like a horrifying air quality alert situation because of the Canadian wildfires. So they did not quite get it done the first day, but frankly, I feel so bad that they had to work in what was effectively campfire smoke the entire day. So they were not moving probably as fast as they needed to. They still have to put the shingles on. They're working right now because it is the next day, and it looks like they're almost done. So Mariah was right. It did not get done in a day, but I'm going to call wildfire smoke interference on the predictor and cancel all bets. So there it is then. Oh man. So that's how our week is going.
I feel like we should have some like roof themed potpourri.
Well, I did not prepare that, so you're just gonna get what I give you.
For next week.
Damn it, Chris.
Oh man.
So all right, well, I guess we'll just get into it then. This week's episode has it is called The Sehlat Who Ate Its Tail. It is episode 6 of season 3 of Strange New Worlds. It has one of the distinctions of being the Star Trek, like a Star Trek episode, and there are a few of these, but they're pretty rare, where the A plot and the B plot are like about half the episode each, and one of them is fantastic, and the other one is complete shit. Now, as a little game for everyone, try to figure out which one I think is which as we kind of go through this. I'm sure it'll be pretty tough, but like if you really sniff out the clues, they'll be there.
Uh-huh.
So we get a cold open, we get a recap I didn't watch, and then we are treated to a first officer's personal log from none other than James T. Kirk. He is on the Farragut, and apparently life on the Farragut is boring. He's complaining in like a I don't get it kind of way because his captain's really cautious and he wants to be a little more risk-taking. But like when we see the captain, we realize she's a Vulcan, so like, duh. Anyways, they're at a planet. They're trying to they're gonna take some scans of the planet. And Kirk's like, the best way to take some scans of this planet will be as low as possible, i.e. boots on the ground. And the captain's like, that sounds like too much risk. And Captain Kirk's like, well, let me explain to you. And then the planet explodes.
Yeah, I very much enjoyed this opening sequence. Like, timing, great. I love all of it. It's great.
Yeah, and like Kirk is like literally about to explain how safe an away mission to this planet is as the planet explodes.
as it fucking explodes.
It was very funny. Now, to be fair to Kirk, there was not time, like, because later he's going to be like, if she'd listened to me, we'd have died on that planet. No, there was not time between when he's like, we should definitely land on the planet, and when it exploded, because it was like, what, a minute and a half tops? So, like,
yeah,
he didn't actually put anyone at risk, which he's going to kind of self-deprecate about later. But it was very funny. There's some kind of, like, spatial shockwave or something that hits them from the planet fucking exploding.
Plus debris,
Yeah, and because, as we know, none of the Starfleet ships have seatbelts, everyone gets thrown all over the bridge and gets all, like, kind of fucked up. There's, like, some ominous groaning noises, and then Kirk's like, I want to see it, and because the comms officer's like, we got no comms, and but I can get you a visual, and Kirk looks out the window, and you just get a shot of his face going, gasp!
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure if that was a budget shortfall, or they're trying to do like the horror movie thing. You know,
it was odd because when we come back, it didn't feel like a good hanger for that moment. So yeah, it was an odd choice, but like we get plenty of CGI of the enemy ship at some point. So like, whatever.
Yeah, well, and as you said, it goes to intro right after that. It did throw me off because there's like a little bit of a time jump in between when we cut to intro and when we like what's happening when we get back from intro that isn't immediately apparent.
There's a little bit though, only like 20, 30 minutes maybe. But
sure.
Yes.
But things have happened in that time.
Yes, as we come back from the opening, the Farragut is about to get all fucked up by some debris, but then the Enterprise jumps in and starts like fucking up the rocks that were kind of heading for them with their phasers. A small away party from Enterprise beams over to the Farragut. It is Chapel, Scotty. Hold on, let me see if I get this right. Chapel, Scotty, La'an, and Spock.
Yep.
And Uhura. Five.
Yes, yeah.
They come over, and one of the things that I don't know if Mariah remembers this, but when we first watched this episode, months and months ago when it came out, I was like, oh, look, it's all of the people that are going to be on the TOS Enterprise plus La'an.
Yep.
And it's extra funny because La'an ends up going back. So like, it just ends up being people who are on the TOS Enterprise.
Yep.
There's no
everybody.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, yeah, I was gonna say everybody, but Chekhov, Sulu, and McCoy.
Pretty much, yep. And then the only person who stayed on the Enterprise who did not come over to the Farragut would be M'Benga, because M'Benga is in the original series for the pilot.
Right.
He's in it for way more than that.
Oh, he's in it past the pilot? I didn't know that. Oh, no, wait, he wasn't in the pilot. I'm sorry. He's in TOS.
Yeah.
Yeah. They realize they don't have comms, so they're like, well, okay, let's split up and plan to meet on the bridge because Scotty's going to head down to engineering, Chapel's going to head to the sickbay, and the other three are going to go up to the bridge. Inside sickbay, Chapel kind of takes charge. There's an ensign who is also here working, but their chief medical officer has been killed in the fight. The captain is down here, and Chapel's like, Chapel's like, I gotta talk to your captain, and she's like, she's right over there, and the captain's got like a cerebral contusion and looks like she's not doing real good. She hit her head pretty hard. Up on the bridge, Spock, La'an, and Uhura show up to say hi to Kirk. Kirk's like, oh, hey, thank God you're here. It's been kind of rough. Uhura, they still don't have comms. Like, there's no comms whatsoever between the two ships. There's some kind of like interference that isn't really explained, but I guess it's an interference that the big ship is pushing out. Is that like, is that what everyone kind of picked up?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering if it was the fuel source.
Maybe.
No, because it went away as soon as the enemy ship left.
I assume Rob meant like the enemy ship's fuel source, like on the ship, was what was causing.
Right. Yeah, because they were using, God, it wasn't cadmium. It was some sort of radioactive isotope. It was scary. I don't remember.
I don't think they identified that as the source of it.
They were using deuterium. Because they were stealing.
Oh no, I was just guessing.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
I don't think that thing was right.
No, it was something else. It was some made up name that they came up with.
Oh, you're talking about the aldentium.
Yeah.
The dumbest fucking. It sounds like a joke name. Like aldentium sounds like something that
fairly sure it is.
That Mel Brooks would have put in fucking Spaceballs. Like aldentium. Shut the fuck up.
Our ship runs off appropriately cooked pasta.
That's right.
Hot take. I prefer my pasta a little more cooked than that.
Of course you fucking do, you
heathen. Damn it.
The soggy pasta.
It's soggy. I just like it, squishy. Feels good in my mouth. Shut the fuck up.
Do you like squishing things in your mouth?
Yeah. So, Uhura sets up line of sight communications with the Enterprise. which is like, that's cool. Like, okay, great. That's a thing that we can do. So they get a hold of Pike. Apparently, even on the like shitty line of sight comms, they're going to get like an ultra high def video feed of this, like, of Pike, which seems unnecessary. That seems like a waste of bandwidth because line of sight cannot have good bandwidth.
It's fine. It's fine. It's totally fine.
But then, so they're talking about, transporting people off because the Enterprise's transporters are still working. They're like, fine, we'll get all the survivors. There's a bunch in like escape pods, and then, and they got all of them. And then like Kirk's like, I don't want to abandon the Farragut. And then Pike's like, you should probably abandon that piece of shit. Like, I don't think it's going to make it, man. And Kirk's like, fine, get the people in sickbay first. And, Pike's like, La'an, go talk to Chapel and like see who needs to be transported first. That seems weird. Just transport everyone that's in the sickbay first. Like,
yeah,
that seems like a more obvious choice, but whatever. But anyways, then the gigantic ship comes back. La'an calls it the Destroyer of Worlds, which was silly, but that's okay. Whatever.
I mean, it did destroy a world.
I was going to say, yeah,
I'm not saying it's inaccurate. I'm saying it was delivered in a very silly way. Like a gravitas I don't think the episode had earned yet. So the thing comes back and it goes nom 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 Enterprise as it eats the Enterprise in its gigantic skull head thing, and it was pretty funny.
Yeah, it's got these like tentacles that come out and everything. It's very it's creepy.
You know what it reminded me of? Grapplers.
Mm.
I was gonna say hentai at first, but
Jesus
Oh my
Christ.
god.
And someone, I guess, they go down to talk to. How did they get a hold of Chapel? Did someone go down there? Anyway, someone was talking to Chapel. Was like, "Hey, we need to talk to the captain because shit went bad up here. The Enterprise just got et." And Chapel's like, I just beamed her to the Enterprise, so that's bad timing there.
Mm.
Yeah, she needed a craniectomy or whatever.
She needed an emergency craniectomy, which Nurse Chapel is not qualified to perform, so she beamed her off the Enterprise, yes. Which,
sounds painful.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Act 2. So what I have just described is kind of where the A plot and the B plot will diverge. That's where they kind of were the same. The A plot is going to be Kirk and them on the Farragut. The B plot is going to be Pike and them on the Enterprise. So in Act 2, we cut to the inside of the Enterprise. La'an apparently had been beamed back at some point, which is kind of interesting because we don't see or hear that happen. It just kind of...
Yes, we do.
Did we?
Yes. Yeah, she beamed off the bridge like right before the big ship showed up.
Oh, I missed that. Shit.
Yep.
La'an's, like, they're saying, like, oh my god, it's the such and such. The Klingons apparently call it the Chachka, which I said the Klingons called it Chachki, the clutterer of shells.
Yep, sure.
Which is, it's a funny joke. But basically, like, oh my god, it's a huge ship that eats planets for resources, and we've got a fucking problem now that we are like Jonah in the whale, in the belly of the whale.
So, speaking of the belly of the whale, I do have a bit of trivia here.
Oh, when there's some trivia you can't miss, it's a fun fact with Chris.
So there's a couple times in this episode when we kind of get a camera shot of the Enterprise in the belly of the beast. And so one of the things you can make out in the background on the upper right side of the screen is a blue police box, which is, of course, the TARDIS from Doctor Who.
Fucking dorks. Never been a big Doctor Who guy. I tried to watch it a couple times, but it just didn't grab me.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, I know it's popular, but yeah, I that's been my experience. I just can't get into it.
It's not even good at the not hard sci-fi part of sci-fi.
Damn. Rob's like, it's just bad. Chris and I are like, it's not for us. Rob's like, it's shit. Like, it's a shit show.
It's dog shit.
It's so like it's one of those shows where the sci-fi is like part of the dress setting. Like the human element is the more important part of the show than the sci-fi is.
Right.
But like it's lumped in with all of these other sci-fi franchises, and I feel like it's not an apples to apples comparison.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Okay. Back on the Farragut, Kirk's doing an acting captain's log, which sounds weird to him. But then Scott comes in and insults the shit out of the Farragut and how shitty it is. Kirk's like, yo, we gotta push this to go rescue the Enterprise. And Scott's like, we ain't rescuing shit. And Kirk's like, you better fucking make us rescue some shit. Scott's like, all right, I'll do my fucking best.
Yeah, we get the classic Kirk asking Mr. Scott for a miracle.
Right.
Yep.
Back on the Enterprise, Pelia gives like a whole exposition dump as to what's going on about because we're not shown that we know the Enterprise is fucked up in some way, shape, or form, but it doesn't look like there's any damage to it. They just got grabbed by the hoses and pulled into the maw, right? So Pelia comes out and explains to us all of the things that we need to know about why the Enterprise isn't working, so that we don't ask questions like, well, why don't they just fix stuff? And it turns out there's stuff strapped to the Enterprise that's sucking their energy reserves dry, and so they're on bare minimum power and stuff, and it's not going great.
Pelia also has the ominous speech about scary thing down to a T at this point. So
yeah. Well, she's been working on it for a few thousand years, so she okay. My Discord pinged and my sister's got update on Wolfman story. I have no idea what that is.
What?
But apparently he's been acquitted of all charges. So, any of you following the Wolfman story, there it is. Pelia gives a whole explanation, and then this is where we find out that why were they? Oh no, we're back on the Farragut because Kirk's like, we need to figure out where this thing is going, so that we can go find the Enterprise, because their sensors aren't working and other shit's not working. And this is where they discuss the fact that this huge ship is clearly seeking Aldentium. Again,
delicious Aldentium.
Fucking stupid name. And the fact that they say it with a straight face every time kills me. So they're like, okay, well, there's another planet nearby that's clearly a good source of Aldentium. I think it's just Italy. So they're probably headed there. And so Kirk's like, yo, we gotta be able to warp and get there before this ship so that we can lay a trap. And Scott's like, that's probably a bad idea. And Kirk's like, you get the fuck on it, motherfucker. Back on the Enterprise, we get I don't know. I guess so Pike and La'an are going down to see what they can do about the umbilical that's stealing all of the Enterprise's
juice,
technology juice. There's a big spacesuit man, and there's some actiony shooting and stuff.
Yes, the red shirt immediately dies.
Yep,
that's right. There was a red shirt. He died incredibly fast. I forgot about that guy. She technically, yes.
Technically
it was a she. Back on the Farragut, Kirk's being all cocky because they're at warp 7 or whatever, and they pass the ship because that ship is so big and lumbering that it can't go through warp very quickly.
Timing is impeccable.
Kirk is being kind of cocky about it. He's like, hey, looks like it's gonna work out. I think once we get there, we'll have drinks in the break room on me or whatever. And then the ship stops working. It stalls, and there's some shutting down noises, and it's because, as Scott predicted, they have fried the plasma relays.
Just the Star Wars Millennium Falcon woo 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 just went through my head.
Yeah, told me they fixed it.
Exactly. but he couldn't hit it in the right spot to fix it again, and so they are in fact dead in the water. Coming back from Act 3, Scott explains the two choices that Kirk has, and they are both shitty choices. One of them is getting in a shuttle and going for help. The other one is I don't remember, but it also did not involve saving the Enterprise. we're doing like a Kobayashi Maru situation here is like what because it's like Kirk's being given 2 shit options and he's like, well, I don't accept either of those options. And he's like, I need a place to think. Y'all are talking too much. And so he leaves. And Spock's like, maybe what he needs is like not pissy human emotions right now. So like, let me go talk to him because everyone else is like, should we have him like rendered unfit for duty according to Chabel? And Spock's like, let me go chat with him. Back on the Enterprise, shooting the giant spacesuit man doesn't seem to be doing much. And so there's like some more actioning sequence. Pike and La'an end up like in the bar hiding behind a thing. And La'an's like, it doesn't really make any sense. Why are they attacking us? And Pike says this fucking banger of a Starfleet line. Maybe they're from some dark corner of the cosmos and will never make sense.
Yeah.
Thanks, Pike. That's how pro-Federation of you. Some more pew-pews. They light a small bottle of liquor on fire, and that really fucks up one of these suits. Like it did
a mostly empty bottle of liquor.
Yeah, it did not know how to deal with that shit. Meanwhile, Pelia has an idea to get communications back up because the thing is, like, they can manually fire the thrusters to try to get away from the tentacles, but they need to be able to coordinate that, and they're without like comms, there's no way to do so. And Pelia is like, I've got an idea, and she busts out a box of like old hardline phones,
rotary phones, yeah.
And like, who didn't have a big box of old phones back in the day? Like, I feel like we did.
Well, yeah, we also got to see her like hoarder crew quarters.
This is the second time we've seen it, yeah.
Tchotchkes and whatnot from past decades.
I also like the cheap shot at the 80s that she took.
Yeah, there was definitely like, oh, look, it's Atari. Remember Atari, everyone? Like it was, yeah, there's some nodding and winking to the older folks in the audience.
I'm good.
But
I don't need to be nodded at.
So their plan is to wire the phones to each other across the whole ship. They're going to strip some copper wiring out of the walls, like house raiders, and make phone wire that'll go across the whole ship so that they can talk to each other. Okay, great. Gonna be honest, talking to each other over a hard line isn't a revolutionary concept. I feel like that should be something they would think of.
Yeah. Without the awe in which they treat these magical phone devices that Pelia gives them is like, this is amazing. I'm like,
right?
But it's talking through a cable. What are we doing here?
Oh, Ortega's mistook the hand receiver on a phone.
Oh, personal massager.
Was this a personal massager? Yeah.
Sure.
Where are we? Okay. Back on the Farragut, Spock goes into the ready room to give Kirk a pep talk. They're talking about Vulcan chess, and Kirk's talking about like, hey man, maybe you need to. You were right to reject both of Scotty's ideas. He's an idiot, but like you're gonna need to come up with your own idea, or we're gonna be kind of stranded here. Kirk's like, no, I almost got everyone killed on the planet, which, like I said, is not true because they definitely wouldn't have gotten there before the planet exploded. But their plan is silly. It's kind of odd. They're gonna like make themselves look like they've got a bunch of Aldentium on them. And which like that would work if the enemy was really fucking stupid, but I guess they are. Their plan is to purposefully be eaten maybe by the thing so they can disable it. It's a whole thing. Then it's like, okay, and then instead of showing us the plan, we cut back to Enterprise where they're like fisticuffing and like fighting with these two spacesuit guys. And then La'an just straight up disintegrates one of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because they had turned their phasers up to kill.
Right.
In that bar before they, instead of shooting the people, shot the bottle of alcohol.
Right. So anyways, she just fucking fries one, which I guess, like, I don't understand why they hadn't tried that before.
Well, like, when they were shooting them before,
it was on stun.
The suits were resistant to the phaser.
Right, because it was on stun, like a lower setting, sure. I can buy that the suits will resist the stun setting, but can still be disintegrated by the max setting. But I guess I don't understand why phasers have different settings if we're not going to try using new ones when the old ones don't work. Right?
Because we all know the real answer here is to turn your phaser into a hand grenade.
Fair enough. Meanwhile, so La'an disintegrates one, and then the other one gets Pike's phaser from him, and it like aims it at Pike, but then kind of hesitates, and then La'an shoots it with the same phaser. But I guess it's not on disintegrate anymore because it just kind of hurts him a bit, and he runs off.
They were like physically struggling, and Pike had his mask on before or whatever, so you couldn't see his face. And then dude knocks it off in their fight, so he's like, you can see what Pike looks like, and he hesitates when he goes to shoot him. I wonder why.
I wonder why too. So the Pike's like, why didn't it kill me? And yeah, that's the question. On the Enterprise, coming back into Act 4, on the Enterprise, number one, Una, that's her name. Una, like plugs her phone in and like puts it to her ear, and there's a dial tone. That's not how phones work. Like, unless Pelia has a whole fucking operator room in her quarters, there's no dial tone. That's not how phones work. And I guess it's one of those things that, like, it just kind of bugs me because it's like, you're going to wink and nod to all the older folks, but they all know how phones work. Like, that if you're not connected to the phone network, you don't get a dial tone. That's how you check to see if you're connected to the phone network. But yeah, they call each other on the phone, I guess. And then so, yeah, it's stupid. Sorry. It's not the plan I would have used. Anyways, back at the Farragut, the scavengers show up for the nom-noms because the Farragut is making itself smell good, like barbecue sauce or whatever. The Farragut flies next to the thing while the cables are, like, the tentacles are chasing it, and that's silly. It's a silly looking maneuver. Then they like drop their nacelles, which, for lack of a better term, tases it. It like, they like hit it with some kind of electricity and the whole ship shuts down.
Yeah, they use it like an EMP.
Yeah, I guess so. Back on Enterprise, Pike figures out that, like, the best way to get the umbilical off, like to get the umbilical to unplug, is to feed it like deuterium waste into the deuterium feed, because it could like fuck up all their fuel. Fortunately, the crazy ass alien tentacle uses the same universal connectors that Starfleet does, so they were able to just hook a bottle up. And then that fucking worked a treat. That umbilical is like, ew, ugh, and then gets out of there. Fucking books. Una and, was it Mbenga? Why Mbenga? Una and Mbenga are on the, like,
he was the last remaining main character.
Named character, yeah. They're on, like, the manual thruster firing devices, which are just like joysticks in the middle of the hallway. It's kind of silly. Like, and so there's like a little bit of back and forth between, like, Ortega's trying to coordinate them on using the thrusters with the joysticks and stuff. They're about to, like, crash because the one reactor's not doing well enough, so Una vents a tiny airlock on the one side, and that works great. Like, it's no problem.
Man, so much air, that airlock, so much atmosphere to pressurize and
so much
violently push a giant ass starship.
And, like, not a subtle push, like, just straight up made a hard left. Yeah, like, there's, because the umbilical's unplugged, their systems are starting to reboot slowly. I feel like some systems should reboot faster than they do, but they don't. The Farragut is going to try to get them because, like, basically, like, the ship starts kind of powering back up, and they're like, well, it'll just recapture everybody. So Kirk's like, get some phasers on it. And Spock's like, phasers don't work. I don't know if you remember when we watched the Enterprise's phasers not work, but they don't work. I've got a plan. And he fires torpedoes into the skull mouth of the spaceship, which is open. And then the torpedoes find like the D7 Klingon battle cruiser that's in there, which apparently the aliens had not completely stripped of whatever reactor things going on in there, because that motherfucker explodes and vaporizes the entire ship.
Yep.
And like this thing is huge and it's just gone.
Blew it right the fuck up.
Pike follows a trail of blood to find Spacesuit Guy. He picks off Spacesuit Guy's helmet, and Spacesuit Guy, kind of cute. He could get it. It's like dashing bearded fella.
Is a human. Yes, is the important piece.
I saw a post on Reddit talking about this scene, and I couldn't tell. It kind of looked like the actor who plays James Holden in The Expanse, and I couldn't find any credits for who was playing this character.
I don't know.
I did not think it looked like him.
Okay.
But he was also blue and like staring slack-jawed. It genuinely may have just been like a mannequin head, dude, if there's no actor listed.
Yeah, maybe.
Or like a green screen, maybe. So, Pike's like, I want to see the wreckage, because they're like scanning the wreckage for life signs, and there's like 7,000 life signs out in the wreckage, and it's starting to dwindle. And the Farragut can't transport them. The Enterprise doesn't say they can't transport them, but I guess we get that feeling too. So like they're just all watching them die. Pike's like, I want to see the wreckage, pull it up, zoom in on that part, and we see that the wreckage has, gasp, an American flag on it.
America, fuck yeah.
We cut to Pelia explaining that a group of scientists managed to launch a ship right after World War III. And I'm very, once again, impressed at the resources that these random groups of scientists seem to have in the near future. Yeah. Like, our current scientists can barely scrape together enough funding to, like, launch a small satellite. But these scientists are, firing off fucking generation ships and stuff. Basically, like, it turns out that this ship is the descendants of this, like, Earth mission that these scientists scraped together in order to save humanity, because we didn't think we were going to make it. It was right before we discovered warp travel, so they were just out there. I guess no one bothered to go look for them once we did discover warp travel, because it would have been like a few years later. So like you could have gone and gotten them. They were going sublight, but it's fine. It's fuck those guys. Pike's given some youth pastoring talk to Kirk inside the ready room of the Farragut. He's like, yeah, well, you couldn't have saved everybody. And Kirk's like, I feel kind of responsible for killing 7,000 people. And Pike's like, meh, happens, motherfucker. Now,
welcome to being a captain.
Two things. One, no one really tried to communicate with this thing. Now, it came on pretty hot, so like I can kind of excuse that.
It ate a planet.
It did eat a planet. That is its introduction.
I feel like having your docking bay, a giant skull mouth with pointy teeth, is kind of sending all the message that you need to about being willing to communicate.
Okay,
you painted all of your spacesuits black.
Second of all, I understand that they're like, I killed 7,000 people, meh. But like, we never give a shit about killing people when they're not humans.
Yeah, that's the distinction. That's the line.
Okay.
Or
anyways,
if they're pretty or cute.
Pike, that's true.
Or
that's
adorable.
Pike says the thing. He calls him Captain
or
Kirk.
Just big old yammers,
Just big old slappy natties.
Yeah, exactly.
He calls him Captain Kirk, and that is the end of the episode, as Kirk is like, I am the captain for now until my captain gets better. So, on a scale from 1 to 5, where 0 is threshold, we actually went through that pretty quick. What are we giving this one?
Well, I guess I could go first. Honestly, I generally enjoyed the episode. I thought it was pretty fun. Told a good story. I thought the pacing was pretty good. I agree that the B plot of the Enterprise crew was kind of meh.
Hey,
but
I was not revealing my feelings on the matters.
Stop it. It wasn't so bad though that it like ruined it for me or anything. So I give this one a 4.
Okay.
Oh man. After Stanford introduced the episode, I thought I was going to be the only one giving this one a 4. I actually really like this episode.
Yeah.
This is like the first time in a couple of episodes I was like, this is a good episode of Star Trek.
Exactly, yeah. My thought, maybe that's why it's bumped up, but
maybe.
So I gave it a 2.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
My problem is that, like, I'm annoyed because it's one of those missed opportunities for me because the episode was set up very well. When the Enterprise got eaten, don't go back to the Enterprise. Don't do that. Stay with Kirk. Stay with Kirk for the whole episode, which was obviously the point of the episode was to kind of like start building that like Kirk, Scotty, Uhura, Spock, like rapport and shit. Stay with them because the stuff that Kirk was dealing with was ethically interesting, technologically interesting, kind of like the mystery of figuring out like, you know, and sure, Aldentium was stupid, but like whatever, it's Star Trek. But like it's classic, good, interesting Star Trek shit. And then we go over to the B plot on the Enterprise where it's pew pew, Pelia makes a phone joke, and then we come back to the good shit. And like it's almost like this episode stands as a testimony to the like cultural difference between like classic Trek and new Trek, because like the A plot is interesting and introspective and ethical and technological, and the B plot is all actiony bullshit and like not interesting actiony bullshit, it's cliche actiony bullshit. And like the stuff that we actually learn about the people on that ship, we don't learn till the very end when Pelia just shits it at us without any kind of like pretense. Like there's no clue to that until it just happens, and then Pelia's like, oh, they were the best of us, it was this group of scientists, yada, yada, yada. They had so much time, if they had just stuck with Kirk and them, to make this be interesting. But instead they decided to fuck around on the Enterprise and drop all the interesting shit into like a 2-minute exposition dump. So like, it was just such a disappointing miss by the writers for me.
So what was your rating? Oh, you said you gave it a 2. Yeah, that's right.
I gave it a 2.
Sorry,
yep.
You talked a lot after that, so I forgot.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like me at all. And based on your silence, I'm going to say you agree with me. So I'm going to change your ratings.
That's not how this works at all.
IMDb gave it a 4, so you can feel good about that, you motherfuckers.
You know, I don't usually feel good when my score matches IMDb.
I know.
Yeah, I mean, shut up. I enjoyed the episode. I enjoyed it.
I admit, and like numerically, I admit it is better than all 3 of the last 3 episodes.
Sure.
Yeah.
It is tied for best of the season so far with the Q wedding episode. So like, the season's not doing great for me.
The Q&A episode was fun. I like that episode.
Yeah, that's why I gave it a 2.
Oh, this is golf rules now. Low score wins.
So, all right. Well, when we come back, we will get a deep dive. Welcome back. So for today's deep dive, this is our first time like really spending a lot of time, and we should have spent more time, but I'm going to let it go, with the new kind of actor playing Kirk. We're starting to get some backstory into like right before TOS with him, because we're in Strange New Worlds, which takes place right before TOS. This is a canonical show. So I thought I would spend a brief deep dive talking about James Tiberius Kirk and like his life up until now that's in the canon. Okay. Rob, you did a deep dive a little while ago about his dad, if I recall.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sam George Sam.
George Sam, yeah. So yeah, James Tiberius Kirk is named after his like maternal grandfather and his paternal grandfather. So that's where like James is his maternal grandfather and his paternal grandfather's named Tiberius. Do either of you remember where he was born?
Is it Iowa?
It is Iowa. It is Riverside, Iowa specifically. And if I recall correctly, there is a statue in Riverside, Iowa, which is like the future birthplace of.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, that's fun.
Which is kind of fun. His mom's name is Winona, which I find funny because like that was established before Winona Ryder was like, because the name Winona, I don't think I've ever heard it outside of Winona Ryder.
Yeah, not a common name, but neither is Tiberius. So,
inside the canon of mostly TOS, we do actually get a fair amount of interesting information about Tiberius, about Kirk's childhood. He was basically like an army brat. Him and his mom and his older brother kind of like chased his father around as he was on these different posts and stations and stuff. Kirk says that he kind of fucking hated it because like he didn't get to see his dad at all and his dad was kind of a dick. But like, you know, it's how it goes. Anyways, he almost died of a vegan disease, which is funny to me because the word vegan is thrown in there, meaning like, I guess people from Vega.
Oh,
and not not like he didn't eat enough meat.
That's amazing. Remember Segan?
No.
Gosh. We just had a conversation about this yesterday.
The answer to the crossword puzzle clue.
Oh, that's right.
What's a vegan that eats seafood? Freaking Segan.
Or yeah.
So this birthplace, the future birthplace, the Riverside councilman knew this, and because he read the book Making of Star Trek, and apparently the book didn't name the town, so apparently this dude was like, why not Riverside? And at the council meeting in 1985, they decided that would be the case. They changed the town slogan from where the best begins to where the trek begins.
Oh boy.
And so their annual summer festival from Riverfest to Trekfest.
I
love when like small towns just lean so far into a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting. So I guess because that is considered the official canon birthplace. I wonder if. So I guess they changed that.
I guess in the Star Trek reboot movie, they identified Riverside as the hometown.
Oh my god, they have Kirk banners.
Yeah, they have a banner outside, yeah.
Because Kirk's childhood experiences with various like issues was how he solved problems in TOS, based on my understanding of citations and stuff. Like he was involved in a couple of pretty interesting, like there was a food shortage on Tarsus 4 and there was this and there was this and he had this meningitis and all this other shit. But once he joined Starfleet, we actually get most of this information from like this one episode called Court Martial where they actually talk about Kirk's Starfleet career. So he was in the Academy. It's not... Star Trek doesn't do a good job of explaining the fact that you can't actually be in Starfleet without going to the Academy. Mostly because the writers of Star Trek don't understand how military academies work. So, like, they often treat it as like, well, obviously if you're a Starfleet officer, you go to Starfleet Academy. But that's never actually explicitly stated inside the canon. And there aren't enough seats at that school for all the motherfucking officers that are in this goddamn Navy. So like that can't be true. More than likely it's like the Air Force Academy or the Naval Academy. Like it's a way to get to Starfleet, but you could also just go through OCS or whatever with a regular degree. You don't have to like go to college for being in Starfleet. However, Kirk himself did go to Starfleet Academy. we learn a little bit about, like, he had like a roommate that was Irish. I don't know. There's sometimes some weirdly racist shit against Irish people in this show, which is like so old timey racist. It's kind of funny, but like he had an Irishman that, you know, was just kind of a dick and drank too much as a roommate. It's like, all right.
Oh boy.
Apparently in some episode, Shore Leave, he got to have the catharsis of being able to kill a simulacrum of that guy. So that's why we know all about that.
That sounds very unfortunate.
As a cadet, he was, you know, successful. He is, you know, your typical, like, American war hero kind of captain. So, like, he has a distinguished academy career. Yeah, so, like I said, throughout TOS, in various episodes, Whom the Gods Destroy, What Are Little Girls Made Of, yada, yada, yada. We learn about various people he meets and stuff because, like, you know, his lived experiences are what allow him to be the best captain that's ever existed. So, therefore, they have to, like, make up lived experiences as they write these episodes. So, you know, we get, you know, this is how he met so-and-so and became his best friend. And this is how he learned how to, you know, work in an oxygen deficit atmosphere in hand-to-hand combat and stuff. So, like, all this other, you know, fun kind of retconning of his history as they're writing the shows. Of course, we're all familiar with the Kobayashi Maru. What's kind of interesting about the Kobayashi Maru, because that is in Star Trek II Wrath of Khan, is the first time we see this. In the movie, the original cut of the movie, or like the theatrical cut, Kirk's like, yeah, I cheated on the Kobayashi Maru. That's how I, you know, made a no-win scenario into a win scenario. Okay, great. You cheated. How dare you? In the original script, which was not in either cut of the film, he actually is supposed to say, like, and that almost got me kicked out of the academy. I got into a lot of fucking trouble about that. Which is something we kind of see in, like, the Kelvin timeline when he fucks up the Kobayashi Maru and gets, like, drilled by Spock, verbally, not physically. That's for
not in the fanfic sense.
Not in the fanfic sense. Yeah. So it is interesting because, like, I don't know what point in the movie that line was supposed to show up. I think it's a good point that Kirk could have made where it's like, I got away with this, but, like, only barely. It was a dumb thing to do. And now that I'm a captain, I understand that when I didn't as effectively a teenager. But that's not, like, in the movie, so that line never happened. So it's just always treated as this, like, I got away with it because I was so clever for cheating. And, like, that's not how school works, but okay. Okay. So, before he gets onto the Farragut, he has, he becomes an officer with the rank of ensign. He kind of, you know, pokes around Starfleet for a bit as an ensign, gets promoted to lieutenant while serving aboard the Republic, which is his first, like, long-term assignment and on a ship that we actually have the name of. After he serves on the Republic as a lieutenant for a little bit, he comes back to the academy to become an instructor. Or I guess, no, it says during the same period, Kirk was worked as an instructor. So I guess, like, while on the Republic, he was also teaching at the academy. That's fine. It's a little weird, like, that he would be teaching so soon after graduating and as a lieutenant. I don't know what he was supposedly teaching because, like,
he's like a grad student.
Yeah, but that's not how the military academy works.
Starfleet's not a military.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Anyways, he does go back to the academy to teach a little bit, and then, as we find out in Strange New Worlds, he gets assigned to the Farragut, as the youngest first officer in Starfleet, beating the record that his father had set, 20 or 30 years prior.
Suck it, old man.
Fuck you, old man. And then, of course, everything else that we know is canon through Strange New Worlds. The Kelvin timeline does change a bunch of that because of, like, Nero coming back. And Sam's the younger brother or the older brother? He's the older brother, right?
Yeah.
Sam is older, yes.
Okay. Does Sam show up in the Kelvin timeline movies at all? I don't remember him being mentioned.
I don't think so. I don't remember it.
No.
Wonder what's going on with him.
Giving mustache reds.
Hell yeah. But yeah, so obviously Kirk's father dies on the Kelvin. That's the start of the movie. Kirk's father, of course, famously Chris Hemsworth, is not there to raise him. He's raised by his like stepfather. It seems the implication is that they stay in Iowa a lot longer. And he ends up getting kind of drummed into Starfleet Academy by Pike. And so like his career starts a little differently, which is fine. Like the alternate timeline, I think takes some interesting liberties, which I don't disagree with. I think it is interesting and fine to do so, given that it's the Kelvin timeline. Like do whatever you want. Fuck yeah. So, so that's a brief kind of like early life and early career of Kirk. We will kind of keep picking up with him as we keep going through Strange New Worlds and then through TOS. And then eventually we will see him die in Generations. So, cool. All right. So we're going to take a little break, and then when we get back, we will have a potpourri.
Welcome back, everybody. All right, so for today's potpourri, I thought we'd play a little game that I call Captain's Log or AI Slop. What I'm going to do, is going to read a quote, which is either a actual Captain's Log from some episode of the various Star Trek shows, or a fictitious Captain's Log that I had ChatGPT generate. And we'll have to identify.
Sorry
which
to
is
all
real.
the trees we had to cut down in order to make this game.
So all we have to do is find the one that like tries to play you up. As this amazing person.
The one that's like, wow, that was a really great question. It is tough to come up with these kinds of Captain's Log supplementals or whatever. But like, it's good that you're looking for resources to do so, and I'm really proud of you. Yeah.
Oh, Chris left the prompt in one of them.
No. All right, you guys ready? We'll go back and forth.
Okay.
I'll start with Rob first. Oh, so for the ones that are real, I will give you bonus points if you can name the series and episode.
Oh, that is not going to happen.
It's out there in case it does. All right. First one. By the way, I'm not going to read Captain's Log every time, so I'm just going to skip to the meat of it. After having been taken over by an android, the Enterprise has been underway at Warp 7 for 4 days. Now we are entering orbit around a planet which has never been charted. Rob, real or slop?
Chris, I don't think that I can really tell unless you started off with Captain's Log.
I'm not going to do that.
I have the same note.
I think this is slop.
Okay, that is incorrect.
I didn't think so. That's the episode where Data takes over the Enterprise.
No, not quite. This is actually from TOS. This is iMud.
Oh.
There's
okay.
an android?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yep, you're right.
I thought this was the one where Data like took them to that one planet, but no, because he would have said Data in that case. He wouldn't have just said an android, because that same setup definitely happened in TNG, but he would have worked
right.
differently.
Yeah. All right, Stanford, this one's for you. A small disturbance between the Klingon crew and the members of the Enterprise crew has broken out aboard Space Station K7. I am forced to cancel shore leave for both ships.
Fuck. Forced to cancel shore leave for both ships. I'm going to say slop.
Nope. That is a real Captain's Log.
Is that Trouble with Tribbles?
That is indeed Trouble with Tribbles.
Yeah.
God damn it. Because I was trying to think why would Kirk have why would he have the power to cancel shore leave for the Klingons?
Because of the station. I don't remember exactly, but that is the log.
Okay.
All right.
Can we do some non-TOS ones?
Oh, there is, trust me.
Okay, good.
Rob, this one's for you. Starfleet has diverted us from our original course to investigate a subspace echo that appears to be repeating distress calls. My science officer believes we're hearing the same event reflected through time.
Man, these are hard. Like it's hard because like the captain's log is just such a throwaway part of everything, right? Like it's just like here's
Just a
the
setup,
quick primer on the plot. Like
Yep.
Yeah.
God, I'm gonna say this is real.
Nope, this is AI Slop.
Yeah, god damn it.
It used, I kind of suspected because it went like one step too far.
All right, Stanford, your turn.
Okay.
We've arrived at a Federation research outpost whose automated systems continue to function flawlessly despite there being no sign of its personnel. Internal sensors insist the station is still operating at full complement.
I'm going to say Slop.
That is indeed AI Slop.
Okay, yeah, because that's the kind of thing that they, like the internal sensors thing, they would show us. They wouldn't tell us that part.
Yeah.
Boy, this is weirdly. I'm actually kind of getting disheartened at how hard that is because like that means AI is getting really good.
If it makes you feel better, I had to narrow down the prompt on this a bit because when I made the initial request, it gave me dumb, like silly spoofy ones that were so obviously AI generated. But once I kind of narrowed it down, it did make them a little bit more difficult to determine which is which.
Interesting. Okay.
All right, Rob, next one. We are going to rendezvous with a science vessel, the SS Silikovsky, which has been monitoring the collapse of a red supergiant star into a white dwarf. What has brought us here is a series of strange messages indicating something has gone wrong aboard the research vessel.
God
Boy,
damn it,
dropping a
Chris.
name doesn't help at all. That just makes it harder.
I know, because then it's like, is it real? I'm gonna say real. I'm just gonna
It
go
is
for
real. That is correct. Chance for bonus points here.
it.
It can't be a guess. You got to know.
It's not Voyager. It's not Deep Space Nine.
Definitely not Voyager because they only ran into like one other Federation ship. Well, I guess two if you count the Raven.
I don't know that stellar terminology like that existed back in the 60s, so I'm gonna guess TNG.
It is TNG. That is correct. Can you tell me what episode it is?
Red Dwarf.
No, this is actually from Code of Honor.
Oh shit. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, dumbass God.
All right.
It's like the worst episode of TNG.
All right. Stanford, this one's for you. The Enterprise is en route to the uninhabited El Adrel system. The location is near the territory occupied by an enigmatic race known as the Children of Tama. Apparently, the Tamarians arrived in El Adrel 4 nearly 3 weeks ago.
This is real.
This is real.
Yeah, I know, Chris.
What series and episode?
Boy, I'm going to go ahead and go out on a limb and say that it's going to be TNG and motherfucking Darmok.
It is motherfucking Darmok.
Darmok.
As soon as you said Tama, I'm like, it's the fucking Tamarians. I know exactly what episode he's talking about.
Yeah, that one was probably too easy, but I had to put it in for you.
Thank you.
All right, Rob. Your turn. I've
Yep.
sent out scouting parties to analyze the mineral deposits in the moons around Drayan 2. Meanwhile, I've arranged a meeting with the planet's leader. Nobody's had direct contact with the Drayans for decades. All we've heard are rumors. Do any of those rumors describe them as hostile? No, just very private. That's something.
Slop?
What's that?
Slop?
It is not. That is real.
What? Who said that shit?
Man, that feels like too much talking.
Voyager.
Oh. Man.
Wait,
You know,
who? What episode is that?
Innocence. Innocence. In a sense? I don't know. They spelled it wrong on the website, I think.
you guys always giving me this Voyager trivia in
Weird.
trivia contests.
It's such a weird, because like no one's talked to them in decades. Like, why the fuck would Voyager know that? I guess this was like,
Neelix.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Wait, was this Neelix's log?
No, this was the captain.
Oh, okay. Huh, crazy. Okay. I wouldn't.
Yeah, I had to
have
like look
either,
up
Rob.
transcripts of each episode to like and do a search for where it said captain's log.
I think most of the episodes in Memory Alpha have the captain's logs transcribed, but like you would have to go episode by episode at that point. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Stanford, your turn. Long-range sensors have detected an artificial moon orbiting an uninhabited world near the Romulan neutral zone. Preliminary scans indicate it's older than either the Federation or the Empire. Both governments have dispatched observers, making this archaeological survey as politically delicate as it is scientifically important.
It's Slop.
That is indeed Slop.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
First of all,
every single
artificial
planet's
moon-
going to be older than both of those political
Jesus.
entities.
Yeah, and also it's weird. I don't think they would have used the word government there. Like that's a weird word for Star Trek to use.
Yeah, I agree.
Weird
Yep.
word for Elmo.
It's a big word for Elmo.
All right. Rob, your turn. A routine survey of a protostar has uncovered gravimetric fluctuations that appear to respond to our sensor emissions. Each scan alters the phenomenon's behavior, forcing us to question whether we're observing a natural event or teaching it how to observe us.
Hey, Rob, as a hint, I have no fucking idea.
You know, I was just going to say, if there was ever a show in Star Trek that would have a sentient star, it would be Voyager.
You're not wrong. You are not wrong.
But yeah, I'm
It'd be
going to
re-
get Slop.
It is Slop. That is correct. All right. Stanford, your turn.
Okay.
It's been almost 4 days since the incident in the Romulan minefield. Repair teams have been working around the clock. Nerves are definitely frayed.
Okay, I think that one's real.
Okay.
And I
is
think
real.
it's Enterprise?
It is Enterprise. Can you name me the episode?
Boy, so Minefield was the episode that they're talking about. Dead Stop.
Dead Stop is
I was
correct.
going to say, it's a
Fuck
space
yeah.
gas station.
Yeah. I was like, oh wait, that's right. Because I remember watching that episode and like it's starting like that. I'm like, oh shit, the damage held over. This is good shit. Because it like damage is always fixed between
Right.
episodes. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Rob, your turn.
Okay.
En route to deliver a crucial shipment of grain to a colony on Celtic 2, we encountered something more pressing. A time traveler.
Well, straight to the point.
Man, there's so many grain deliveries in Star Trek.
There are a weirdly large number of grain
Oh my
deliveries
God.
in Star Trek.
God.
I feel like we had one this season.
We did. Oh wait, that might have been last season.
I think it was the very last episode of last season.
Man, I'll say true.
That is a real captain's log. Can you tell me what series it's from?
Oh,
Can you read it again?
Time traveler.
En route to deliver a crucial shipment of grain to a colony on Setlik 2, we encountered something more pressing, a time traveler.
God, is this TOS with Gary 7? What the hell is the name of that episode?
It's not. However, what do people often say TOS is an acronym for?
Those old scientists. Strange New Worlds.
Strange New Worlds. Those old scientists. All right. Well, you did get the one.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was right after Boimler showed up. Got it.
Yep. All right, Stanford. We've been assigned to escort a delegation whose negotiations have already failed aboard 3 previous starships. Neither side has requested additional security, yet both have insisted that the meetings take place while the ship remains at warp. I have a feeling the journey itself is part of the negotiation.
I'm gonna say Slop.
That is Slop, correct.
Okay. Because like I was going through all the episodes that could have been, and like there were some candidates in there, but none of them really matched up to those details.
Yeah, it was close enough. I like that one because it was close enough to some episodes I remembered.
Right, and also vague enough that it could be real. Yeah.
Right. Yep. All right, Rob. The crew has begun reporting vivid dreams involving locations they've never visited. Initially dismissed as coincidence, we've now confirmed that every description matches a single planet nearly 12 light years from our present course. I have ordered an investigation before curiosity turns into compulsion.
Real.
That is not. That is AI Slop.
It's funny because there's a Voyager episode that's basically
Very
that
similar,
beat for
yeah.
beat. Yeah. Which I believe was called Monument. or memorial. Fascinating episode.
All right. Stanford, your turn. The colony we're resupplying has enjoyed nearly 50 years without illness, injury, or violent crime. While Starfleet celebrates their success, our medical officer is increasingly convinced that perfection on this scale comes at a biological cost no one has yet recognized.
We shipping grain again.
It
I'm gonna play the roulette and say real.
is not real. That is AI slop.
It didn't sound right, but I was like, I've already had a couple of slops. But yeah.
All right, and then finally, Rob, this one's for you. The Enterprise is orbiting Nervala 4, waiting for an opportunity to retrieve scientific data left there by Starfleet researchers when they evacuated 8 years ago.
Ah,
Real.
Well, that is real.
It's from Strange New Worlds.
It is not from Strange New Worlds.
No, it's not.
Oh.
Are the scores real close, Chris?
I don't think so, to be honest.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, can I steal this? Because I know exactly what episode it is. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, go ahead, steal it. Tell me what.
It's TNG, and it's the Will Riker Tom Riker episode, right?
Second Chances.
Oh shit!
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I was
I
thinking
am a
it was
fucking
the
nerd.
plant zombies.
Oh, sure.
All right, so let me tally here. All right, by a score of 11-5, Stanford wins.
Yay! I doubled your score.
So I'm pretty sure that I did worse than just guessing the same thing every time.
I mean,
No, you're not wrong.
oh man,
That's
All
just
right.
impressive.
I was worried after like the first 2 or 3 of them. I was like, are none of these going to be slop? Because that would have been a pretty good like subversion.
That's right. That's what you did with your romance novel one, wasn't it?
Man.
No,
No, I didn't use
I don't
AI
think
for that.
I don't think any of us have done that kind of subversion yet.
Not
Oh, I
yet.
see what you're saying. Yeah, I have not done that.
Okay. All right. Well, that wraps up our potpourri for this episode. As Stanford mentioned at the top of the podcast, please rate, review, subscribe, share, tell all your friends, spread the word of the podcast. That would be greatly appreciated by all of us here so we can keep doing this for you guys and maybe some more people hear it. We will catch you all next time.
Good day, everybody. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to Captain's Log Supplemental. You can follow us on Twitter at PodCLS or send us hate mail at podcls3@gmail.com.